Welcome to Care Smarts 360 on Air, a home care podcast. My name is Ruby Mehta. I am VP Sales at Care Smarts. Today, we're talking about compassion in senior living. Compassion isn't a luxury in senior living, it's the cornerstone. By understanding and sharing the joys and struggles of aging, we create a foundation for well being that goes beyond physical needs. It fosters a sense of security, dignity, and connection, all crucial for navigating life transitions. Imagine a family caregiver who remembers a favorite song from their loved one's youth, playing it during a moment of anxiety. This small act shows empathy and builds trust. Senior living in a compassionate environment feels comfortable expressing themselves, leading a better care and a stronger sense of community, whether at home, with family, or in assisted living settings. A compassion approach benefits everyone. Seniors feel valued and understood. Caregivers find meaning in their work. Families have peace of mind knowing their loved ones are treated with kindness. By prioritizing compassion, we can enrich the lives of all involved, creating a more supportive and fulfilling experience for those navigating their golden years. Today, we have on the panel Francis LeGasse Jr., co-founder at Assured Senior Living, that aims to provide the highest level and most creative, tailored care for their residents to have an incredible quality of life. Welcome to the podcast, Francis. How are you?
Ruby, I'm wonderful. It's such an honor to be on your show here. I truly appreciate the invitation, and I look forward to our discussion around, compassion and care. I think it's an area that is really important right now, given, some of the challenges that the industry itself is facing. And that was one of the big things that my business partner, Brian Turner, and I, got into almost 15 years ago now. We started our company back in 2010, or the end of 2009, beginning of 2010. And it stemmed around entrepreneurship, but also some family stories. Brian had a grandmother that, his mom was trying to navigate care from afar, which we all know is common and challenging and emotional. And then I had two grandfathers, one diagnosed with dementia, which is my paternal grandfather. He was a 23-year military veteran. They believe Agent Orange was his, predominant reason for his dementia. And then my other grandfather had Parkinson's. Just seeing the roller coaster and the unknown for the family is really what was a big factor for us. I mean, the stress on my mom and my grandmother, I watched that roller coaster, and then my dad and his 6 other siblings and that roller coaster. I felt like something was missing. We needed more than just a place for them to live. We needed a better way for connection so that the family could know that their person, their loved one is being well taken care of. And that's kind of what started us on our journey of residential assisted livings with a very heavy focus on memory support or memory care. We always kind of thought that was an afterthought for a lot of the industry, but we wanted to make it the forethought. And so today, I can proudly say we are the largest residential care provider in Colorado. We have 32 homes, ranging from anywhere from 8 to 12 residents. And then we typically staff about 2 caregivers in those homes. So we have a very intimate experience at a very, reasonable and affordable price. And we're just trying to spread the word that care matters at the end of the day, and that love and compassion can go a long way.
Yeah, that's Francis, you have a great experience in the industry and you have co-founded more than one company, right? I
Yes.
think our audience can really learn from your experience here. I want to ask, since you hire care, it's more than 15 years, right? You have been in.
Just about 15 years here. Yeah. Just about
Yeah,
15
yeah.
years.
So tell me from your experience that how can caregivers be best trained and equipped to provide compassionate care within a senior's home?
I think it's all coming down to how the staffing is. I think at the end of the day, your caregivers, they care. They love with all their heart. And I think it's on the organization, the team, to make sure they're really supported. I kind of feel a lot of the challenges caregivers face is because of the additional stress that's put on them from overwork, because we know the best caregivers, they give their heart. So if someone calls off, of course, your caregiver that already worked 5 days is like, yeah, I'll do the 6, right? But what are we doing to that person in the long term? How are we supporting them emotionally, physically, spiritually? Because if they're working 5, 5, 6, 7 days a week for months on end, at some point that's going to break. And so I think we have to look back and say, how do we get more creative with our scheduling? How do we get more supportive of bringing other individuals into the space that want to serve those that are aging? Because newsflash, we're all getting older, right? And the question is, where are we going to have the need for support? We might not need it till we're 70 or 80 or 90 or 100, right? But there also are some that need it when they're in their 30s as well too. And at the end of the day, it's really important that we support our individuals that provide our care, our frontline team, because they have to be they have to be our core of love and compassion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they need to be cared first before they can provide that care with
Correct.
compassion. 100%
Yes.
agree. Yes. And the other piece of it is to ensure the safety and security of seniors in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
What measures have you taken, or how do you guide people? Those are like starting businesses or starting in the home care space. What measures they should take to ensure the safety and security of seniors in their homes?
Well, I think it starts from I say goal setting for that individual you're serving, really understanding what they want out of this experience. Because at the end of the day, we're there to serve them, right? We're there to make sure that their physical, their emotional, their social needs are met. But at the same time, they just can't sit there and just sit there, because that still creates the sense of loneliness and isolation. They need social engagement. They need opportunity to meet new people, to meet younger people, to meet older people. We have to foster an environment that allows them to live. If the whole point of home care is that you're now even more homebound because you're not doing things, that's probably not the best approach, right? We have to look at how we engage outside of those 4 walls and literally think about building a senior living or senior care environment that is beyond the 4 walls, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure they're socially interacted with and connected with, because otherwise we're not living. We're just kind of sitting there waiting.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. And the other piece is really the communication,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So, how do you really ensure that there is good communication and collaboration between caregivers and families?
I
Because
think
that,
it's
yeah,
yeah. For us, we use this really cool app called Serenity Connect. It's a HIPAA compliant app that we use to add a level of communication. Right, we can put live updates on that. We put videos, we put text messages, and it's all in this kind of Slack for senior living. So I'm a big believer of having tech as part of the augmentation process of communicating. And our team puts the happy moments of, we celebrated a birthday, or we had an outing, or we went and planted flowers in the garden, or walked around the neighborhood, right? So we can share those in the moment photos, the real live activity, not scripted, just living. But I also then think you have your phone calls with your care conferences and things like that, which are a little more formal structure. But at the end of the day, it's capturing and sharing the true moments of life. And that's why I love tech as a way to augment and improve some of that communication, not, essentially replace the traditional phone calls and emails, because there's some beautiful moments that are unscripted that we are able to capture, and we can maybe share with a grandson that lives in, out of state, or a daughter that, had a long day at work and she's like, oh my goodness, I didn't know my dad liked to paint, or wow, dad planted some flowers today. That is so cool. It's those moments that allow us to be interconnected and then just showcase the beauty and the care and the compassion that our team has for those that we serve.
yeah. You brought a really good point. Technology plays a significant role when it comes to communication or transferring information. And that's a transfer of information, right? You
Yes.
share your pictures, you share notes and stuff that
Mhm.
brings peace of mind
Mhm.
because loved ones are not here to support them.
Right.
What other technology pieces do you use to ensure that it's effective for your effective operations,
Mhm.
communication, and even to find the right caregiver?
Obviously, we use a CRM. We use, sorry, an EHR, an electronic health record, and an electronic medication administration record to track all of that clinical component. So everybody is up to date to the changes in the care plan or the service plan, depending on how you want to phrase that, so that we're really able to make sure that as our residents and our clients change, we're there to support them on their aging journey. And then I think too, a big part of our ethos for our frontline team and our entire team is understanding the importance of just slowing down and getting to know your client on both a personal level as well as a service level, of course, right? And our older adults, they want that connection. They don't want just some random person that runs in really quickly and helps them get showered, right? They want a bond. And so by our model, we're able to really slow down and our staff can truly know what, one, let's say, Jim really likes and the approach Jim likes, and that makes that connection stronger. And so that's a really big piece is training our staff, not just on the core basics of how do you do transfers or any of the toilet routines, but then also the shadowing component where they get to follow a current staff member and get to begin to learn about the existing residents and what their approaches are and what they don't like. And then for the recruiting as a whole, we use a lot of different platforms, all the kind of standard platforms, but we're big on referrals from our own staff. We find that the best caregivers typically are referred to us by our current staff members because the best marketing, in my opinion, is word of mouth, right? If a family recommends you to another family, that's a great honor. Same thing. If a staff member recommends it to another friend of theirs, hey, I love working for this organization. That's pretty powerful. And that's a great way to build a very great culture and an amazing team that we have today.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the biggest marketing channel. If your clients can talk about
Mhm.
you with that proud, with that
Yep.
satisfaction, that's the biggest achievement, and also your staff,
Right. And I
100%.
want to add one more piece is it has to be kind of a little bit of a ground up and a top down. Like we have a wonderful COO, Stephanie Wood, who's got a lot of experience in the industry. I won't, date her with telling the amount of years she has, but she has phenomenal experience working for, large corporations and covering a lot of the US. And she has a great philosophy on how she implements a bottom up and a top down approach to working with the staff, right? She builds out systems and procedures that not only benefit the residents, but truly support the staff as well too. And I think that's really important is she doesn't, a lot of organizations can live in that bubble that they're up there and they think, oh, this is going to work because I said it's going to work, right? And then the staff gets to work with it and they're like, well, this doesn't make sense. I don't want to do this, right? But her approach is much more inclusive. It's understanding truly what that staff needs to make their job more successful and then bringing in her system, her philosophy around that to wrap it all together into a program that benefits everyone. And it benefits the residents, obviously, from the care and services they're receiving, but also that frontline staff where now they're like, well, they heard me. This is really cool. And this makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah, no, yeah, we started with compassion, and that's exactly what it is. If we are
Mhm.
compassionate with our staff, the
Yeah.
staff really delivers, and
Correct.
because they become caregivers because they want to care and they do care
Correct.
wholeheartedly.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they want to feel heard and valued.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. That is the great summary of that.
100%, yes. How do you bring transparency? Because the family members, they're remote.
Mhm.
I'm talking billing and service notes and all that good stuff. What tools or processes do you follow to bring transparency for family members?
The big thing is kind of what I hit on earlier, the Serenity Connect application. That app enables us to do videos, pictures, text right through that in a HIPAA compliant manner. And that it goes right to that family member. We obviously will do, remote Zoom or FaceTime, whatever type of video calls as well too. Emails where our bills our model is very simple. We have very flat rate pricing. So it's a very consistent pricing that family knows what they sign up for. So that's always helpful in the sense that it's not a variable bill based on how much care that person received that much. It's a fixed rate for that for that year they're with us. And so that's super helpful for transparency. And then honestly, it's the way our executive directors and our frontline staff share information through Serenity. They're very honest about, the positives and the challenges of that day so that they really see we're there for them. We're there for our residents when it's great. And we're also there maybe when they're having a rough day, and we're able to express that through, videos and images, which to me carries more weight than just an email saying, oh, your dad's doing good today versus no, your dad did this today, or your mom did this, or we had a group sing along, or we had yoga today, or we went to get ice cream. That carries the weight that families go, yeah, okay, dad is, or mom is, or my spouse is, right? They're doing well. And that's how we really keep that transparency is starting from the honesty. Is at the end of the day, we have to know the magnitude of what we do. And we are taking care of someone's best friend, someone's person that means the world to them. And if we can't do that with some honesty and transparency, then there's no reason to be in this business, because they are trusting us to take care of their person. And that's the root of what we do. We build trust and we execute upon that trust to show the family that we can't replace you, but we're here to help you.
Yeah, beautiful summary there. I can't agree more. That's where I want to wrap up. It's a beautiful, beautiful thought that you gave us all. And well, thank you so much, Francis, for spending this 30-minute time with us and sharing these great insights. I'm sure the audience found these useful, and someone who is in the business or starting this business, they now understand it more, that care is compassion and somebody is trusting you to take care of their loved ones. So it's that important.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time, Francis, again. And I'm sure we'll have another great episode for our audience. So this is Ruby Mehta signing off for today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.